Hi students, welcome to online classes. Today we have our social class. In the classroom, we studied about the formation of the lithosphere, how different landforms were formed. On the surface of the earth, the landforms are categorized or classified into first order landforms, second order landforms, and third order landforms. You better know how the first order landforms were formed. Also, you learned how the second order landforms formed, and we have been discussing how the third order landforms were formed. In the first session of this third order landforms, we read about the work of water. The work of water and the process of weathering. These things we studied. And in this session, we are going to study about the work of winds, the work of atmosphere on the surface of the earth, the work of the atmosphere on the crust, how the winds changed the shape of the land, and also how the winds formed new landforms. This is what we are going to study this day. Usually the winds bring most of the changes in the desert region. So today we are going to find out the answers to some questions. The first question for you is, how much of the world's land is made up of deserts? How much of the world's land is made up of deserts? The answer is 1/5. 1/5 of the world's land is made up of desert only. There are several deserts in the world. What is the largest desert in the world? The largest desert in the world is the Sahara Desert. And there is a desert in India. What is the desert in India? We call it the Thar Desert or the Rajasthan Desert. And this desert is a part of the Arabian Desert. So 1/5 of the world's land is made up of deserts. That means around 20%. 20% of landform is made up of deserts. Then what are the deserts made up of? What are the deserts made up of? That means what is the structure of the deserts? Some deserts are rocky desert. That means we can see only rocks everywhere. Only rock. Rocky surface. Some deserts are stony. What is meant by stony deserts? We can see only stones mainly in this desert. Mainly what are seen there? Stones. So these are called stony deserts. Other kind of deserts are called sandy deserts. That means these deserts are made up of sands. Sand is found there. So the deserts are made up of rock, stone, or sand. There are rocky deserts, stony deserts, and sandy deserts. Okay. Now wind also erodes the rocks. Wind also erodes the hard rocks. How does the wind erode the hard rocks? This is what we are going to find out. How does the wind erode the hard rocks? The strong wind carries sand and fine soil with it. The wind carries what and what? Sand and fine soil with it. And the wind strongly strike against the rock. The wind strongly strike against the rock with this sand and soil. So this soil work on the rock like a sandpaper. We discussed the sandpaper in the class. And you will know the work of the sandpaper. Sandpaper works as an abrasive force. That means scratching away little by little. Like that, the rock is struck by this sandy wind, and its surface is rubbed away, and as a result, from that part where the wind strikes, the grains are lost, and slowly it become decreased and decreased and decreased. This kind of erosion is called wind erosion. Okay. Because of the wind erosion, what kinds of landforms are formed? One is called mushroom rock. One is called what? Mushroom rock. Mushroom rock is formed by the work of the wind on the rock. So question is, what is meant by mushroom rock? Have you seen mushroom? Mushroom is a small plant. It is not a green plant, but people eat it, making curries and all. The top of the mushroom is very wide, and it stands on a very thin stem. So some rocks become like that. The top part will be wide and the bottom part is thin. Look at the picture in your textbook. There's a picture of the mushroom rock. What happened to this rock? Actually, it was a big rock in the beginning, but because of the wind scratching away the bottom part little by little, that area became thin and the top part remained wide. There the wind is not attacking so much. So that kind of rocks are called mushroom rocks. Okay. Another form of landform, another landform is formed by wind is Inselberg. Inselberg means an island mountain. What's meant by island mountain? On a plain surface, only a mountain, only one mountain is standing, means only one hill is standing high. Such a hill is called a island mountain or a Inselberg. Here what happens? The sides of this landform is eroded away and almost standing very stiff with a flat top surface. That kind of landform is called a Inselberg. The question is, what is Inselberg? So Inselberg means island mountain or isolated residual hills. Another name is isolated residual hills. Isolated, separated from other hills. Its sides are steep, slopes are steep, and the tops are rounded and flat. Okay. Then other landform formed by the wind is sand dunes. Look at the picture on the right side. Sand dunes, a picture of sand dune is given there. How are sand dunes formed? Actually, what are sand dunes? Unstable hills of sand. Unstable hills of sand are called sand dunes. How are they formed? The wind, the strong wind, carries the sand and from one area and deposit on other area. So these sand hills are These kinds of unstable, these kind of sand hills are unstable. Why are they called unstable? Because they will not be like that for all the time. They will be changing every time. When the wind changes its direction, the hill may appear or disappear. That is the work of sandy dunes. Yes, the sand moves with the wind. We can see a number of shapes in the desert formed by these sand dunes. Number of shapes. And at the top of this sand, there can be fine silt also, fine dust. This fine dust is easily carried away by the wind to long distance, and this fine soil may be deposited in another area which is near to the human inhabited area, and this soil is yellow in color, and this is very fertile soil. This soil is very fertile soil. It is full of fine loam and rich in lime. This soil is rich in lime and it is full of loam. And this kind of soil is called a loess. What is it called? Loess. So what is called loess? That's the question here. What is called a loess? Fine loam which is rich in lime and which is very coherent, extremely porous in nature. Porous means it has small holes inside. Air and water can go inside easily. Such kinds of soil is called loess, and this is yellow in color. And this fine dust which is deposited in an area make a plain there. It may develop into a plain in the long run. That plain is called loess land. So question is, what is called loess land? Loess land means the plain which is formed by the deposition of the loess in a particular area. Okay. How does the action of vegetation affect rocks? Now next agent of erosion or next agent for changing the surface of the land is vegetation. What is meant by vegetation? Vegetation includes plants, grass, trees, etc. So things of that kind. How do the plants and trees affect the rocky surface, affect the rocks? The roots of the plants and trees and grass get into the cracks of the rocks. They may go deep into the cracks of the rocks and widens the crack. Also, these roots allow water to enter into cracks. Already we studied if water enters into the rocky cracks, what happens? It reacts with the chemicals in the rock and weathering will take place. So the roots of a plant, of a tree, allow water to get into the cracks of the rocks. Like that, making the cracks large, and eventually the rocks will break down. Thus, the plants and trees affect the rocks. Okay. So that means it helps in the weathering. Now next question. We already studied the plants protect the soil from getting eroded. To stop soil erosion, we should plant more trees, grass, etc. That's what we studied in the lower class. How do plants protect the soil? By preventing denudation process. Simply we can say, by preventing denudation process, the plants protect the soil. So plants prevent what and what? Denudation and transportation. What is the denudation? Carrying away the surface soil is denudation. And carrying away is called transportation. So the soil of an area carried away to another area and get deposited there, and by which in one area soil content will decrease, in another area soil content will increase. Anyhow, this denudation is called soil erosion. But if plant cover is there, if ground cover is there, the surface soil will not be carried away so easily. Neither by the running water nor by the wind, the soil can be transported. Thus, the plants and trees can prevent soil erosion. Now, another question. Human beings also cause changes to the surface of the earth, means to the crust. The crust is, the lithosphere is changed, the shapes are changed by human beings. How? So question, how do the human beings change the lithosphere? With the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, or from the time of Industrial Revolution it started, human beings began to construct dams. They began to construct roads and railways. They began to construct cities and towns. And they cut down more forests to have agricultural land. Like this, the human beings also changed the lithosphere. So human activity is more than anything now. Because of the human activities, the lithosphere is changing its shape nowadays very much. And we know that so many experiments are being conducted, sometimes the bomb blast, etc., etc. With all these, the landforms are being changed. So, this lesson taught us how landforms are formed on the surface of the earth, what factors influence the formation of the lithosphere on the earth. So read the lesson very well. We shall have slip test on this lesson. Also these questions you write down and write the answer. This is your homework today. From the beginning only I said questions, you write down these questions and write the answers. And see, you want to see the video again and again. How many times? I say till you understand it very well. Also, minimum 3 times. Watch the video minimum 3 times. It will make your understanding more clear, and when you read the lesson, it will be more clear to you. Then if you have any doubt, you can ask me via WhatsApp. So did you understand the homework? That's it. So if you like my videos, you press the like button. Also you can subscribe my channel. Okay? Thank you. Bye.